What is going on, guys? Make sure you hit that like button as we wait for people to join in on the stream. We're going to get started soon. What is going on, guys? Let me see, is this all good? I think we got some music, might be too loud. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. So Bitcoin is perched up here at 17,800 right now as I'm streaming, and things are pretty interesting. Obviously right now, with the way that things played out last night, there's a lot of possibilities now, the way that things can play out. And it seems like the market is kind of like at a point of a little bit of like indecision, right? People are unsure, like everyone, like as I'm started streaming, everybody's like speculating in the chat, is it going to go up, is it going to go down? So there's a little bit of market indecision right now, and we're going to be discussing what we need to look out for the price of Bitcoin. And, you know, also Ethereum and Chainlink, you know, tried to break out, weren't able to break out. Everything is, you know, everyone's just focused on Bitcoin at the moment. So give me 1 second here. But yeah, things are looking pretty interesting right now. Let's go to the market view. We can see that Bitcoin is obviously, you know, doing really well. Actually finding a little bit of support here on the 4-hour. Ethereum bouncing a little bit, Chainlink bouncing a little bit. But again, Chainlink and Ethereum were not able to get that breakout that everyone wanted. So looking at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, my goodness, is this insane? Look at the weekly chart right now. Bitcoin made a straight beeline for 20K. It was just sitting right at 10K at the beginning of September, and it was just like straight for 20K. So this is getting really, really interesting, and this chart looks absolutely absurd. I'm not gonna lie, it looks absolutely absurd, which is amazing to see, right? And an interesting thought to have, somebody in the Discord, the VIP chat of my patrons, was saying that they think that this move right here is going to end up looking like this move right here, which is an interesting thought to have, and it is totally possible that this move right here is going to end up looking like this move, this small push right here. So imagine that, right? Imagine if that's what it ended up being. Again, I'm just having a little fun here with this idea. But if this move is the beginning of a major bull market, then this upswing that we've seen since September would end up looking like, you know, what would it look like? It would probably end up looking something like this in the end if we were going to actually have a major bull run, right? And we had like a crazy bull cycle here. Then this run up that we're seeing right now would end up looking like that, which is kind of like what 2016, 2017 ended up looking like. Just a fun thought to have about this current run that we're seeing right now. Now, of course, the question a lot of people have on their mind is what's going to happen? You know, can Bitcoin just keep going up? Can Bitcoin just keep going? Like, if we're looking at the weekly chart right now, it looks completely absurd. And imagine if Bitcoin didn't see a correction, right? You know, is this likely? Is this possible? Is this a realistic thing to expect? This, right? Bitcoin just blowing straight through 20K. In my opinion, it's not necessarily something you should expect. If it happens, great. If you have a long-term portfolio, awesome, right? It's going to be great if it happens, but I don't think it's realistic to expect, right? Just doing something like that. So yeah, I am one of the people that does expect something to happen below 20K. Maybe, you know, maybe we even range up to 20K, and after we blow past it, then we see some crazy volatility before actually breaking out. You know, anything is possible right now, but I would expect something to happen around the 20K level or below the 20K level. I'm not going to sit here and just say that Bitcoin's, you know, ready to go to the moon, straight to the sky. Even though that would be great, I don't think it's likely, right? I don't think so. I think we're going to see some interesting action. I am very bullish on Bitcoin long term, as you guys all know, right? I'm very bullish on Bitcoin long term, but I would expect a little bit of volatility before breaking 20K. So guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know if the audio is good before I really get started here. I haven't asked you guys yet if everything about the stream is good. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the stream before I keep going. Is everything good, guys? All right, seems like we're probably good. What's up? We got Kevin in the chat, 6Z in the chat, 6CZ. Crypto Cali's in the chat. What is up, guys? Roxanne's in the chat. We got some patrons in the chat, some OG viewers in the chat. What is going on, guys? Crypto Cali, one of my first viewers ever, which is why he's a mod. Also, I don't know if Josh Barr is watching. Shout out to Josh Barr as well. And Edward, of course. What's up, guys? Just looking at chat before I get started. I just went over a few things, and now we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, what we can expect. So, how many people do we got watching right now? Let me check before I get started here. How is everyone doing on this fine, what is it, Wednesday today? Wednesday evening? Leave a like if you're feeling good on this Wednesday evening. So we got 354 people watching. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in for this stream. Definitely hit that like button as we get started and subscribe to the channel if you're new. All right, so Bitcoin right now, what we were just saying in the beginning of the stream here, as we were getting started, I was saying, you know, the weekly chart looks absolutely epic. An unbelievable move to the upside. You know, we haven't seen anything like this. You know, I guess you could, you know, the run to 14K or 2017, but other than that, you know, we haven't seen anything like it. And the craziest part is the last bull run started from, what, $200, 200 US dollars, ran to 20K, right? So we started that last parabolic run for the bull run at the $200 base. Then the next parabolic run to 14K started off at 3,100. Now this parabolic run that we're on right now has a starting point, in terms of the parabola itself, has a starting point of around 10K. So Bitcoin is going parabolic off of the 10K level. So that in of itself is extremely bullish. It's amazing. Bitcoin is going parabolic off of 10K as a starting point. That shows a lot of strength. That shows that there has been enough time that has gone by to the point where the market is agreeing that Bitcoin at a 10K evaluation, yeah, that makes sense. I'll buy Bitcoin for 10K, right? That's kind of now what we've seen. Bitcoin is now fairly valued at or above 10,000, which is amazing. Usually, In the past, we barely spent any time there. Now we're going parabolic off of 10,000. So that in of itself is really, really bullish news. And last night, even Bitcoin actually tested what, 6% away, was 6% away from the all-time high. 6% away. Amazing. But that's not even the coolest part. Bitcoin's market cap hit an all-time high. Bitcoin's market cap is hit an all-time high. In 2017, we had a $227 billion market cap at the peak. Sorry, $327 billion market cap at the peak, 327 billion. Yesterday we hit 332 billion. So we have hit a all-time high in market cap. Bitcoin, the Bitcoin market has never been valued more than this. We hit all-time high evaluation for the Bitcoin market. Not the price, but the market itself has never been higher value than now. And absolutely amazing. And this is all coming along with the PayPal news. This is all coming along with, you know, these huge, I just clicked on an ad. This is all coming along. Come on, CoinMarketCap. There's like an invisible ad here. Anyway, all of this stuff is coming along with the incredible news about PayPal and the second largest bank in the world, the Chinese bank that's accepting Bitcoin for bonds. You know, JP Morgan turning bullish on Bitcoin, like all this stuff is happening now. And Bitcoin's market cap hit an all-time high. In fact, I almost want to just go to the stream right here and rename Bitcoin all-time high market cap is the new name of the stream. Because that's something that I noticed that not that many people noticed. Actually, Sunny Decree made a video about it. I think Sunny was like the first person to report it on YouTube. But yeah, so that's cool. Bitcoin has never been worth more than it was yesterday. Anyway, Bitcoin now on the daily chart looks pretty good. We have that basis support around 10K, 9.8K, and we've gone parabolic since then. And we have this upward sloping trend line, this upward sloping parabolic trend line, and we have this resistance here. And if you map out the resistance on the Bitcoin daily chart, we did just get a direct touch off of this upward sloping resistance line, which is interesting, right? That was a target. You could have actually put in a perfect sell or short right along this trend line if you were looking out for it. I actually wasn't even looking out for it until we got the rejection. I was like, wait a minute. And then I realized, oh, we hit the top side of the channel, obviously, right? And now we're seeing a bit of market indecision. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour right now, we did see a bit of a dump, but we are starting to see a little bit of support come in. And we're kind of just neutral, right? The market is kind of at a standstill, right? Not that things aren't moving all that much. We have some selling pressure that has started, but we have enough buying pressure to keep the price where it is. So the market is, you know, Bitcoin is creating higher lows. It's very bullish right now. Everything about what Bitcoin's doing is bullish, but we're kind of just in this neutral point in the trend right in the middle of the channel. So we'll see which way we end up breaking. In my opinion, if Bitcoin does, so let's say that's on the daily. So the things we can expect, things to look out for, if Bitcoin ends up pushing straight up through this channel, like let's say we get really bullish tomorrow and we just break out straight for 20K. I think at that point, it'd be pretty safe to say we would probably get a blow off top. If we were going that vertical that quickly, we'd probably get a blow off top. I don't think that would be very healthy. Now, just like this area right here, where Bitcoin hits the top of the channel, dumps but trades sideways like now, right? If that happens again, you know, Bitcoin, that could be healthy actually, right? Bitcoin can consolidate along the upward sloping trend line and then look to break out later. That would be a more healthy move in my opinion. And I would be, you know, if we bounced off the trend line, I would still be bullish. The point that I would get bearish is if Bitcoin, you know, we have only 43 minutes left on this daily, so we're probably going to close in the green. But if we start to trend back down to this trend line and we, you know, start to trade below it, we close some daily candles below this upward sloping trend line, that's when I'm going to start to think, okay, you know, we've gone up too much too fast. We're losing steam. People aren't comfortable speculating on Bitcoin this close to the all-time high. And if we start breaking into lower lows outside of the trend, then I would actually start to target as low as 14K, actually, which is that 2019 high. So, you know, I think things can get very volatile. As low as, I'm saying this would probably be the bottom. If this would be like the lowest price target, in my opinion, before finding support, if we did break down. It seems like everything above 16K was just complete FOMO. That's kind of what I realized. You know, we found some resistance here. The market was pretty comfortable with these levels. And then once we broke out, it was just, you know, total mania. So anything above 16K right now, I'm a little bit skeptical of. Things could get more bullish than I thought possible. It could happen, but I'm a little bit skeptical of anything above 16K, and I would really, really love to accumulate more Bitcoin at 14, right? So I think 14K would be the lowest we go if we saw any sort of pullback, and that's what I would be looking to take some big accumulation positions there. So that's just kind of like how I see the market right now. But again, as long as we're within this channel, which we are, and as long as we're creating higher lows above the trend line, which, you know, we could do still, obviously, then we're going to remain bullish. Bitcoin could have a shot at moving up even further. So, and another thing to keep in mind that I've mentioned many times already is the daily RSI. We've been holding above the 70 level on the RSI for the entire run, for the entire parabolic run. We just keep finding support right along 70, just around that 70 level, right? So as long as the daily RSI is remaining or bouncing off of 70, like let's say we dip again, but we bounce off 70, that would very likely mean that Bitcoin has done something like this, where we come back to the trend and bounce, and we hold the 70 level, you know? So holding 70 on the daily RSI, probably pretty important, I think. I think it lines up with our trend here. So if we start to crack below 70 on the daily RSI, then that could mean that we're actually losing the momentum, that we're actually going to end up breaking down if we break 70 on the RSI, on the daily RSI. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. So yeah, I mean, right now we're at a point where we're going to see a lot of people are unsure. It seems like the market is a little uncertain. Like, was that the top? Was that a blow off top? Or how, you know, we haven't seen all that much selling yet, right? We're probably going to close this daily in the green, which is interesting. What's up, guys? We got 542 people watching. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Just talking about the market right now. Let me see what's going on in chat. I've been talking for a bit, so let's see. People are asking if I'm Swedish. I get that question every single stream, and the answer is yes. But I'm 50% Swedish. I live in the United States. Yeah, guys, thumbs up the video. Hit that like button. So looking at chat, we can see that people are... I think there seems to be a lot of indecision. Like, people in the chat are saying we're going to go down, definitely going to go down. Some people are saying no, we're going to 20K. And that's kind of like what we're seeing in the chart right now as well. So since we've seen rejection here at the top of the channel, you know, we have found like some support, some wicks off of 17,200. No real bounces yet. But, you know, I mean, things are still okay. I'm just thinking that I'm just kind of worried that if we do find support here and the FOMO really kicks in, that we're probably going to have a blow off top if we break out of this channel. Probably. I'm just skeptical that Bitcoin can go straight through 20K, but maybe I'm underestimating it. You know, maybe I'm underestimating it. Again, guys, we do have a lot of room. We have a lot of wiggle room in this trend. Like, we may not know, let's say Bitcoin keeps trading sideways, we may not know what the deal is until, you know, we reach the edge of the channel, like November 20th, 21st, you know, maybe we pull back to the support of the channel and we'll see what happens. You know, maybe we rip straight through up to 20K. I think that's less likely, but we probably have a few days of sideways here, guys. Maybe like a week of just sideways consolidation within this channel. And then we'll see. We may not actually know for another week. Hey guys, I mean, it's the same thing that happened here, right? We hit the top of the channel, we consolidate. I think this is probably the most likely thing right now, but I could be wrong. Brett Wagner coming in with the 5. He says, keep it up, Kev. BTC is looking strong, slightly extended, but any dip from here on out for the next 24 months or so is a buy. And I agree with that sentiment. I agree with that sentiment, Brett, as of right now, right? Because the stock market's doing pretty good, but the S&P is quite bullish. You know, the S&P is close to the all-time high. I think we ended down today, but you know, S&P is doing pretty good. So, you know, as of right now, things are looking good. I think crypto could remain bullish. Brett, I appreciate that 5. What do we got going on here for Ethereum? So Ethereum, yeah, for all of you guys that are in my Patreon, I alerted you guys that I did take profit on this trade. I ended up selling for 75% profit because I was on 5x. So I'm pretty sure most of my patrons already know, but I exited this Ethereum trade. I entered at 411. I had my stop loss at 390. And after we saw rejection, it was like late night, and I wanted to go to bed, and I was like, I'm up 75% on a swing trade, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the profit. So I took my stop loss after we saw rejection on Ethereum, and then just moved it up to exit right here. So it was a pretty good trade overall. You know, could Ethereum keep going up? Yes, but I just felt more comfortable just taking the profit last night. I was like, you know what? 75% gain, pretty good. Just gonna take it, why not? So Bitcoin right now, a little bit of indecision. We have how much time left? 36 minutes. So we'll probably see the daily candle close on this stream. We'll probably see the daily candle close on this stream. And also what's really interesting, you know, Bitcoin on the weekly, you know, we were 6% away from the all-time high yesterday. The weekly chart, like I can't stop looking at the weekly chart. It just looks so insane, this move right here. And Bitcoin, here's the really interesting thing, guys. Bitcoin, the monthly line chart, so the monthly line chart is at an all-time high because the line chart is only accounting for candle body closes. So if Bitcoin closes this monthly anywhere above 14,000, that would be an all-time high in price on the monthly line chart. So in terms of like the meat of the move, like the real meat of these moves, guys, if the monthly closes up here, that is an all-time high, and like that is, you know, in a sense, you know, of course it's not actually an all-time high price, but if we have another one of the highest monthly candle, or if we get the highest monthly candle close in Bitcoin history, that's like, I mean, amazing, and especially the fact that the market cap is now at an all-time high as well. So the monthly line chart is at an all-time high, which is pretty interesting. Joffrey Lane says a leverage trade. Yeah, I took I basically just traded the Eth2 news. I had some extra USD. It wasn't that big. It wasn't anything crazy. It was a little less than $1,200 or $1,100, and the Eth2 news came out, and I just figured that, you know, if we were breaking out, which we were coming up to resistance, and we were looking like there was a lot of momentum behind that news. It was more of just a news play. I was like, if this news just came out, you know, likely we're going to keep going up for Eth2, and I just took $1,100, put it on 5x, had a tight stop at 390, and I was actually looking for a breakout towards 541. We didn't get that. We got the rejection. I just took the profit early, made 75% gain. It was a pretty simple trade, literally just based off Eth2 news. So it was just, it was a news play, basically. People are saying Bitcoin's going up, but I mean, you know, this is going to be, this daily candle is closing when? In 33 minutes. It's looking kind of neutral, right? If the daily candle closes here, you know, or like a little bit lower, that's going to be like an indecision candle almost. It would seem like an indecision candle. You know, if you're looking at the trend, so far, you know, all the way up, we haven't seen a daily close like this before. They've all been, you know, pretty solid closes, big green candles, and this would be showing a little bit of indecision in the market. Because guys, you know, of course, we know that institutions are buying, we know that big money is buying, but people out there that are looking to get into Bitcoin are currently making the decision of like buying an $18,000 Bitcoin. Do they want to buy an $18,000 Bitcoin? So the market is like, you know, trying to figure out what's going on here. I think big institutions that kind of know what's going to happen with the Bitcoin price are probably buying anything below 20, you know, or anything below 16K is probably a really good buy for an institution right now, because I think people know. I think people know that Bitcoin's going to be going much higher over the next 5 years. So, yeah. Like right now, I'm not sure if people would be super confident to buy Bitcoin at these levels. I'm not totally sure if they would be. I know I would personally, I'm waiting for a dip to add more. So I know that I'm not going to buy an $18,000 Bitcoin, right? Could I regret it if it goes up above 20,000? Maybe, but I already have my bags. So it's like, if I'm going to buy more, I'm going to wait for a dip. And that's only going to happen if we break out of this price channel. If we, you know, close some dailies below it, I think at that point we would probably end up getting a loss of momentum for the time being. And then I think the institutions right now that are, you know, FOMOing into Bitcoin would be loving these prices. And what's gonna what you're gonna likely hear if we do see a correction like this, once people start saying the bull run is over, they're gonna say, oh my god, bull run over, we're going back to 6K. That's your signal to start buying, right? Because then we're very likely, I would say, going to be creating a larger scale parabolic trend. That's usually how Bitcoin bull runs form. But yeah, once people say that the bull run is over, then that's your buy signal. But we'll see, guys. You know, maybe we don't get a pullback. I just think it's likely, you know, it's to be a responsible trader and analyst, I think I should, you know, at least prepare for a possible pullback after going up. Even if it doesn't happen, that's okay, but 88% since September. Pretty great, though. Pretty great. Let's go take our fibs from low to high. Yeah, the 50% fib retrace would be like the optimal prime buying opportunity. Right around 14K. I think the absolute floor price, if we did get a pullback, would be 12. Again, I'm just talking about downside targets right now. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's gonna dump. That's not what I'm saying. All right, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just talking about things that you can think about, right? The absolute floor price right now, I think Willy Woo discussed this, is 12K, and I would agree with that. But the prime entry is around 14. Below 16K is pretty good, I would say, on this type of, when the market has this much momentum. If you get a breakdown, I think anything below 16K is pretty good. 14K is optimal, right along the 50% fib retrace. I actually, guys, I don't know if Bitcoin's going to pump more. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to dump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the chart tell me what the deal is, which means I need to wait. I need to wait for pattern development. I need to wait to see how do we react to the resistance, to this channel, the resistance of the channel. When we come back to these previous highs here, or the support line of the channel, what's the market doing there? If we bounce, great, looking pretty bullish. Maybe we have more momentum to move up. If we start to break below the channel, and we hit these prices again, we break below that previous high, All right, well, maybe I'm going to be, you know, accumulating more at lower prices. So yeah, I mean, guys, I'm not at this point. I'm very comfortable. I don't really mind. I don't care if Bitcoin dumps more. I'm going to hold my bags. I'm going to hold my long-term positions. I don't care about selling, rebuying. Yeah, I'm very comfortable with what's going on. I'm getting cash prepared to buy the dip if it happens. If nothing happens, if Bitcoin just continues to trend up, then that's great too. I'm already prepared. The point of all of this was to get prepared before this happened. Now I know there's probably a lot of people in the chat that are saying they're like, "Oh my God, what should I do?" But the point is always to prepare. You want to buy when it's boring, right? You want to buy when Kevin's posting videos and no one's watching them. You know, like this area, and there's no views on the videos. You know, like that's where you want to be buying into the market, not here. But yeah, we're getting that emotional feedback right now. I think I was watching Sunny Decree's video today, and he showed that the actress from Game of Thrones was posting, "Should I go long on Bitcoin?" And that was like an actress from Game of Thrones posting on Twitter like if she should buy Bitcoin, and it was a really interesting post. I think it was the one who plays Arya Stark or something. But you know, that we got a lot of eyes on the chart. We got a lot of emotional feedback as well, meaning that people that bought into Bitcoin on this run, that FOMO'd in as it was going up, or FOMO'd into this big candle here, they're making money right now. So they're excited telling everyone about it here, right? And then you have more people coming into the market trying to buy into Bitcoin. So we have all this upward pressure, all this emotional feedback from the community, right? And you know, if we dip, well, really, we're gonna have to wait to see. If we do see a dip to the bottom of the support line, is that emotional feedback there? Is the demand there? If it is, we're gonna get a bounce. If it's not, we'll break the trend, and then we'll look to buy at 14K. You know. So again, like I said before, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait to see. I don't think we're gonna find out tonight what's gonna happen. I think we may have some time on our hands. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Yeah, guys, mods in the chat. Guys, mods in the chat. All my mods, you got to get to work. I think there is a scammer in here posting phone numbers and stuff. Yeah, don't. I don't understand how people fall for those things. If you see somebody with posting a phone number in like a Telegram or like an Instagram, just understand that it's a scam, guys. There's so many scams here. There's a fake Kevin Svensson posting comments under my videos that I had to deal with. Insane. Crazy people. Crazy people. But yeah, Ethereum's pretty interesting right now. Ethereum's like right, you know, at a pivot point where if we can get above 489 and like really get above that, we would be basically coming back to, you know, we had like this 2017 range, the supports here as we were moving to the bear market. If we can get above 489 and confirm support along it, you know, in my opinion, we'd be re-entering bull market territory for Ethereum. This would be a very nice sustained increase in price, which is the definition of a bull market. And we'd be creating higher highs on the chart. And Ethereum could have a shot at moving up towards that, you know, $600 level at least, you know, maybe towards 800. But there's a lot of work to do for Ethereum here. A lot of work to do. We'll see. But you got to get above this channel to confirm support on it. And I think that if Bitcoin can start trading sideways here over the next few days or week, altcoins are going to have a field day, most likely. You know, if Bitcoin's just going sideways, people are going to be willing to speculate their Bitcoin on alts, which I'm not recommending you should do that, but that's just what people do. Alts may be able to move, you know, because recently Bitcoin has just had so much momentum, just keeps going up. If you can get some sort of consolidation, maybe alts will have a little bit more momentum. And now that we have all these new market participants, all these new eyes on the chart, all these new people coming in, that new money is probably going to get speculated on altcoins. Like some random noob goes to Coinbase and they see Bitcoin's hit 18K and they're like, oh my god, what's a cheaper one? And then they'll just buy something. That's how people get suckered into altcoins. And that's why altcoins fly in bull markets. Chainlink right now, crazy wick up above resistance. That 1366 level for Chainlink was that level that we needed to get above. But this daily is likely, because we have 20 minutes left, is probably going to close below 1366, which is not great. It would have been really nice to see this daily close above 1366. That would have shown that Chainlink has some more momentum. But all coins across the board are lacking right now, and at this point, Chainlink needs to get above. It needs to start closing dailies above 1366, because then we can start heading towards 15. And also, at this point, Chainlink also wants to hold above this. You want to hold this upward sloping trend, or at least generally, and the 21-day EMA. If you can do those two things, hold above this, then we may have later on get the momentum to break out. But we'll see. If you start breaking those, that's not going to be good. It's not going to be terrible. It's just Chainlink just can't be trading sideways anymore. Because if it starts coming down, people are going to, some speculators are going to be like, oh, screw this, and they're going to start selling, right? And then it's going to lose momentum. So Chainlink really needs to start creating higher lows here. And that goes for most altcoins. Still very bullish on Chainlink long term, but, and overall, we are creating high. We actually just created a higher high, and we do have higher lows. So we just got to keep doing that. We just got to keep creating higher highs, higher lows. What's up, guys? Just looking at chat. Just looking at chat. I missed a lot of chat. What about F1500? Everyone's asking about Ethereum. Everyone's asking about Chainlink. I just talked about Chainlink. Link. Yeah, I mean, guys, Chainlink needs to get another higher low. You just need higher lows, higher highs. Chainlink can't be breaking below the 21-day EMA. We can't be hitting lower lows again. So, because people are probably going to start giving up if we don't catch momentum. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. Now, I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying short term, it may cause some more sideways action, which would be a good dip buy opportunity regardless. So yeah, Chainlink, we're looking for a bounce off of, if we do pull back, on the 21-day EMA, and at least around this upward sloping trend line. That's where we want to start bouncing off of. We want to remain above it. We actually just got to bounce off the 21-day EMA again on November 15th, and we were using it as resistance on the way down, and then we slowly started to chop back above it. So now we've kind of reclaimed it right here. So we need to keep bouncing off of it. But yeah, altcoins across the board are kind of disappointing. Even Ethereum, kind of disappointing. But we'll see. It's not over. It's not over yet. It's not over yet for Ethereum. We'll see. So we have less than 20 minutes left until the daily candle closes. So that's going to be interesting to watch. What was I saying on Twitter? I was saying if Bitcoin closes this monthly candle above 14,000, it would be the highest monthly close in Bitcoin history. At this point, it's very likely to happen. Bitcoin making incredible progress on the macro scale. And that's what I was saying earlier about this chart. This is the monthly line chart. So as long as Bitcoin closes this month out above 14,000, that is, huge progress for the monthly chart. That is actually the highest high on the line chart on the monthly. So, pretty cool. guys, let me know in the chat if you guys think, do you guys think Bitcoin is going to be able to maintain this trend and break above 20K, like, you know, in one shot on the daily here? Or, I mean, also, you know, super bullish, if you're super bullish. So if you think that either of these are going to play out, click 1 in the chat. If you think that Bitcoin will eventually break down, click 2. If you think we're going to get like a major high or low before going above 20K. So click 1 in the chat if you're ultra bullish on Bitcoin. Click 2 in the chat if you think we're going to get one more pullback before 20K. Let's see what the chat thinks. Seems like pretty split. Seems pretty split. Wow. Yeah, we got, of course, some people spam multiple times. Don't do that. Yeah, it's very split. The chat is 50-50 right now, I think. Very, very split. This is what I'm saying, guys. And, you know, right now, I just asked the chat, for those who are just tuning in, I just asked the chat, do you think Bitcoin is going to go ultra bullish, you know, through 20K on this run? Or are we going to pull back at some point before we break 20K? And the chat is 50-50. And that emotion that you're seeing in the chat, or that response that we're seeing in the chat, is exactly what this daily candle is showing. Indecision. You know, like 50-50. People are, there's just equal buy-sell pressure. You know, there's equal buy-sell pressure. This daily candle is showing pretty much exactly what the chat is saying to me right now. We have equal selling pressure with buying pressure right now. That is why the daily is closing like this. Slightly more bullish pressure overall, I think. Slightly more bullish. But it is a little bit of an indecision here. And it's going to be really interesting. The daily is going to close in 16 minutes. And this next daily candle is going to be a pretty interesting one. What's going to happen, guys? Going to be really interesting. Yeah, most of the chat, actually, it's starting to look like, it's starting to seem like there's more 2s than 1s. So now it's starting to seem like 60-40, 60% of the chat is looking for a pullback. You know, I just think in terms of probabilities, finding a major rejection at or below 20K is more likely. So let's say, you know, Bitcoin consolidates for a while, runs up to 20K. You know, even if we break above it, I would expect some kind of volatility at or below 20K. You know, I think it's more likely to happen below 20K, a pullback, but we'll see. We'll see. It's very hard to predict these types of market environments. Very hard. Because you never know. If enough news stations just start talking about Bitcoin all of a sudden, and enough celebrities start talking about it, and enough institutions are looking at it, which is all happening right now, you know, who knows? Maybe it could get very bullish. More bullish than anyone expects. But, you know, at this point, guys, like I keep saying, we got to let the chart tell us what the deal is. We can speculate all we want, but we know what we're looking for. We have this channel. If Bitcoin starts to close dailies below the support line, then we're confirming a loss of momentum. If the daily RSI starts breaking below 70, which we've used as support all the way up, then that's confirming a loss of momentum. Yeah, and there's a few other things as well, but that's the two main things that I'm looking for right now. Where will Bitcoin drop if it drops? I mean, 13.8, 14K would be the best buy zone. I don't know where it's going to drop. That's just where I would like to buy. So maybe maybe considering that, maybe we won't even go that low. You know, maybe things get bought up before we even get that low. Giovanni Romero coming in with the 5. So guys, just to be clear, I'm discussing all these scenarios. Overall, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. If there is a dip, I would love to take advantage of it and buy a lot more. So if you consider that, my sentiment is very bullish. Most people's sentiment is probably very bullish as well. So Overall, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm just trying to be a little bit cautious here. Vainzilla coming with 5 says, hey brother, what do you think about Algorand and the potential for this upcoming bull run? I haven't done enough research on Algorand to really give an opinion. I don't know enough about the project itself. I've heard good things about it. I know that Algorand has a lot of gets a lot of exposure, a lot of press, I guess you could say, on social media. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people that swear by Algorand, and they think it's going to do really well. I just don't know enough to really say yes or no. Not yet. I don't know. But I appreciate the 5. Because, you know, Vainzilla is asking about Algorand. It's like, how well do I think it's going to perform in this bull run? Well, if I don't know enough about the project fundamentally, then I don't know where it would land in the next bull run. You know what I mean? I have to know about the project itself to really know the potential for the price. Like, how is that coin being used? What is it being used for? I'm not very familiar with Algorand, though I should be at this point. Bitcoin's looking to, let's see, still a lot of indecision here. Giovanni coming with the 5 says, explain why the next 12 to 24 months we should buy the dip. Explain why? Well, that was somebody was leaving a tip. Somebody left a tip and said, explain why we should be buying the dip for the next 12 to 24 months. Well, guys, we have a lot of institutional FOMO right now, and the case for Bitcoin has never been better. There has never been a better time to buy Bitcoin than in 2020, especially after the COVID-19 crash. That was just an absolute gift from the gods for people that like Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, we had record. How many trillions were printed this year? 20% of the entire money supply in the United States was created this year. So the entire money supply, 20% of all of it, was created this year. So we have massive inflation coming, a lot of money flowing around, which means that the price of Bitcoin is likely to go up because it was designed to go up against inflation. And literally 2020 is like the best possible year for Bitcoin right now, with the most insane money printing we've seen in a very long time, in generations. There has never been a better time to get into Bitcoin. And I think that, you know, we have more stimulus coming. We have more bailouts coming in the next year, especially with Joe Biden becoming the U.S. president. I'm pretty sure he's, you know, down for more stimulus and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, there has never been a better time fundamentally for Bitcoin than in 2020. We now have institutions coming into the market. Like, you know, people are aware of Bitcoin. Like, all these celebrities are talking about Bitcoin. It was talking about Joe Rogan, Game of Thrones girl, like all these, like, even that was all recent too. There's so many things going on with Bitcoin right now. And very likely, guys, you know, we have like the second largest bank in the world accepting Bitcoin for tokenized bonds now. JP Morgan is bullish on Bitcoin. There's just literally, it just goes on and on, guys. There's just so many reasons why you should buy the dip. There's so many reasons why. So if there is a dip, so considering all those things I just said, we're ultra bullish. Maybe we don't get a dip. Maybe we do just blow through 20K. Anyway, I'm just joking. But if there is a dip, it should be bought at this point, guys. You know, because Bitcoin was designed to be a hedge against inflation. And that's what we're getting now. We're getting money printing out the wazoo. So if there is a dip here before we break 20K, I think it would be very wise to buy that one, you know, before we actually get a breakout. If there isn't any dips like this on the way up to 20K, definitely take advantage of it, guys. Definitely take advantage of it. You know that Grayscale is taking advantage of it. You know that MicroStrategy is taking advantage of it. JP Morgan's like secretly buying Bitcoin, like, you know, for years. You know, there's just so much stuff happening for Bitcoin right now. It's insane. You should definitely buy the dip. buying dips below 20K at this point could be a great idea. Could be a great move. Maybe anything below 20K was just an accumulation zone. It's like like Morpheus from Matrix. What if I told you that everything under 20,000 was an accumulation zone? It's possible. It's, again, like I was saying in the very beginning of the stream, it's possible that this move right here that we're seeing on the chart on the weekly is going to end up looking like this move right here. It's totally possible. You see? Are we going to enter a major expansion phase for Bitcoin? Then these two this move may look like this one eventually. Of course, all of this sounds so overly bullish and like Moon Boy, but guys, it's just math. It's really just math. You know, we have all this money printing. Now institutions, you know, actually looking at Bitcoin as a store of value. Big money's about to flow in. We haven't even seen the start of it yet. We haven't even seen the start. Roxanne, Roxanne is answering someone. Roxanne is in my Patreon. Yeah, guys, I created in the beginning of 2020, just so you know, if you want to support this channel, in the very beginning of 2020, I started a project where I started a portfolio from scratch to build it up over time. And I invested a total of 20K, you know, throughout all of this range. Like I was buying before the pandemic, during the pandemic, all in this range. And even over here. And, you know, since the beginning of 2020, I turned $20,000 into around 70,000 up here now, which is pretty cool. Pretty great return buying altcoins and Bitcoin, and all of that can be seen in my Patreon. So if you guys like my work on YouTube, if you want to support the channel, if you want to get extra content, see that kind of stuff, you know, I was even posting trade alerts for buying and selling Ethereum, made 75% on that. On this trade, 5x leverage, all that's at Patreon if you guys want to support the channel. Ivan says, seems like a fractal on the weekly. I wouldn't really call it a fractal. I mean, any time that you're going to get a major expansion phase, it's gonna end up looking like this. You know, if you're in a bull run, it's always going to end up looking like this. Consecutive weeklies to the upside, right? And also notice the blue line on the weekly chart right now. Notice the blue line. If, you know, and this is another thing, the 21-week EMA. You know, Bitcoin's very bullish right now. If at some point we do pull back, it's a great buying opportunity is actually along the 21-week EMA. You know, this is just a random drawing I'm putting on the chart, but I'm just pointing this out. Anything along the 21-week EMA would be a great buying opportunity at this point with all of this momentum. And usually major market tops. Actually, let's go to Coinbase Weekly. Let's go to the Coinbase Weekly chart and look at the volume right now. So one thing to keep in mind is the 20K peak. We had, you know, record volume, big volume there. When Bitcoin came down towards 3,100, what did we see? We saw big volume, highest in the area. When Bitcoin hit 14K, what did we see? We saw big volume, highest in the area, big spike in volume. Very good way to identify bottoms and tops. If you guys remember, I was posting on Twitter and YouTube as Bitcoin was crashing during COVID-19. I said, guys, look, we've bottomed. We have record volume. It's very likely that we're going to get a quick rebound to the upside. I actually have that. I think it was the day that this weekly closed. If you go back in time on my Twitter, I was saying, guys, look at the volume. It's like, you know, this is probably the bottom. And everyone that was super bearish thinking Bitcoin was going to go to 1,000 was like calling me an idiot. And then we just rebounded immediately. But anyway, guys, look at the volume. Bitcoin is all the way up here. We haven't yet seen like a major spike in volume, which tells me that we haven't really seen a climax in emotion. Not yet. There hasn't been like a major blow off in emotions yet at these levels. So yeah, I mean, even if even if Bitcoin does see a pullback, I would say that very likely, based on the volume at least, it seems like that would just be a temporary dip in a much larger scale uptrend, probably. I don't see that we've had like a real climax in emotion yet, unless we get like another wave up and then a huge spike in volume. Maybe then you could see that being as some kind of top before later moving on. Who knows? But the volume on the weekly, make sure you're using like an exchange like Coinbase to analyze the volume, because you want to use like the most popular exchange to really see the volume. And it's a really good indicator for bottoms and tops. It usually lines up. Of course, on the way up, the volume is also building. What did I just do? Whoops. I just moved this by accident. I think my mouse is messed up. It's like double clicking. Let's see, someone's saying, look at Chainlink breakout. Not necessarily a breakout yet. We're still below 1366. We'll see. Of course, Bitcoin. Check out Bitcoin again on the 4-hour. We're at this point of indecision still. Oh yeah, the daily should be closing now, huh? Let's see. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Almost 1.5 minutes left until the daily candle closes. So we're gonna be looking at that here. Very interesting daily close. We have a very equal amount of buy and sell pressure coming to the end of the close. Slightly more bullish sentiment though. What is going on, guys? What's up in the chat? If you guys are just joining in on this stream, guys, what do we have? We have over 700 people watching the stream, which means we should have 700 likes. That's what that means. Every single one of you in the next 30 seconds is going to hit that like button, and we're going to get a record number, 500 likes in 30 seconds. I'm going to give you a challenge. You have 20 seconds left. Hit that like button. Of course, someone dislikes it. 5 seconds left. 700 likes. That was it. We hit 370. We hit 381 likes in 30 seconds. I just like to put pressure on my viewers to hit the like button. It's like a little competition. I'm pretty sure the record is like I forget. I got to remember. It's like 300 likes. It was in my stream the other day. I think it was like 300 something likes in 30 seconds. I wonder if we can ever beat that. I'm sure we can at some point. Anyway, let's see, we got the daily close that just took place now. Daily has closed and a new one has opened. So this is going to be really interesting. Let's see what kind of move we get. If we do end up ranging, if this daily candle ends up ranging back up, I'd be kind of skeptical. To be honest. I'm not sure if we'd be able to sustain that, but I could be wrong. You know, the closer we get to 20K, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too skeptical. Maybe I should just be more bullish, but I don't know. I think it is still more likely that we would get a pullback before we hit 20K. But again, guys, what I keep saying is, because I know there's a lot of new people watching, what I keep saying is you have to let the chart tell you. You can't just make the guess. You can't just be like, oh, I think we're going to get a pullback before 20K, and then you sell and then it doesn't happen. You have to let the chart tell you, which means you have to wait for confirmations, which means, you know, maybe we chop around here for the next week, and then we start closing dailies below the trend line. And it's like, oh man, okay, so we're losing momentum. Like, and then you can, you know, start speculating. But until then, Bitcoin's really looking good. It's just perched up here, right below 18K, looking great right now. And there's nothing that I want to do. There's nothing I can do. If I was going to speculate on, like, let's say, you know, again, like I just explained, selling positions here, you know, you have no idea what's going to happen. We don't know yet. We have no confirmations. Even short term, who knows what's going to happen? At this point, I'm sitting back. I'm waiting to see the trend develop. I want more pattern development. And then, you know, we'll see. Though it's interesting, though, what we got recently was exactly what we discussed on my channel and on all of my videos over the past few weeks. I kept talking about the $72 or $17,200 level, and I was saying, and as we were coming up to it, I think it was like the video I made here, or here, I was saying, you know, we have a lot of momentum right now, and if we break out again, we're probably going to enter the 18K range. I said that in like many of my videos, and that's exactly what we did. And I was speculating that in between 17 and 18K could be a potential top area. That's what we discussed on my videos, and that's currently what's playing out. But we'll see, right? We will see. We'll see how it actually plays out. This is the 12-hour chart. It's always hard to predict Bitcoin when it has this much momentum. It's always difficult. But just keep your eye on this channel, the parabolic trend line, and the daily RSI as well. Andrew Price just commented and said, boys, I need quick info. Am I selling or holding? Well, guys, Andrew, I don't know where you bought in. You could have been the last person to buy at 18,488. That could have been you. You could have also bought at 10K. You could have bought at 3.8 during the pandemic. See, I don't know. You can't, it's so hard. You can't just ask someone that, because they don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know where you bought. So you can't, like, you know, I'm not giving financial advice, but I can't really recommend anything if I don't know anything about your trades. I don't know. Are you on leverage? Are you, you know, I have no idea what you're doing. Just go ask James at the water cooler. He'll probably tell you. Let's see. Looking at chat, I haven't read chat in a while. I haven't searched through it yet. Someone says, I thought the daily closed at 8. Well, I guess daylight savings. Just looking at chats. People asking about XRP. Oh my god. Did somebody in the chat goes, Chainlink is dead. XRP? That comment just that's just too funny. I'm not going to rip on XRP again. You guys know I kind of have a little bit of hate for XRP. Like I don't even want to get into it again. I've already bashed on XRP enough. But what I did say is that it's a low risk buy right now. XRP is actually a low risk purchase at this point, where it was when I mentioned it. It was when I mentioned it. I think it was sitting right here, like 26 cents, 27 cents. I was saying, you know, I don't like XRP, but this is a pretty low risk buy. We've kind of just like flattened out, and it's low risk if you're going to accumulate here now. After 2 years of downside, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs for 2 years straight. If anything's dead, it's XRP. I mean, look at this chart. You're telling me Chainlink is dead? Look at XRP. See, now I'm bashing XRP. This is what I didn't want to do. Chainlink is like one of the top performing coins in the top 20 cryptos. Chainlink is like one of the top performers right now, doing really well. The problem is that people were pumping Chainlink like me on YouTube, which caused some people to FOMO in literally at $20, and now they're holding bags that are down. You know, I apologize for that, for anyone who did that. There was many people who did that actually. But, you know, I'm still holding my Chainlink. I was accumulating a lot of people that were on my channel. The reason why people were so excited was because I was pumping it at $4. I was making videos about Chainlink at $4, saying we're you know, very likely the next target is like what did I say? 744 was my upside target. We got there. And so people started to get really hype. Yeah, XRP low risk. Yeah, guys, for Chainlink, we were just talking about how we need to basically at this point, you don't want to keep trading sideways, right? You want to make sure that you continue to make higher highs and higher lows. If things start to, you know, I know a lot of you guys out there that are holding Chainlink. If Chainlink just started dumping and going sideways and bouncing off of 10 and trading sideways, I think some of you guys out there would probably start selling it because you get bored or something, right? And that's what I'm talking about. That's what Chainlink needs to avoid, right? Market participants would get bored of Chainlink if we just kept trading sideways, and they would start selling, right? So Chainlink needs to hold the 21-day EMA, and we need to continue to make higher highs. So far, we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We just need to keep doing that. Chainlink needs to get above 1366, and if Chainlink can get above 1366 and actually confirm a daily close, not a wick, then we'll be headed for 15, and that's going to, you know, most likely that would cause more people to start FOMOing again into Chainlink. Because you know how people are. People don't buy at good areas of value. They wait till the pump happens and then they buy because they think they're going to miss it. That's just human nature, you know? So if we get above 1366, head back towards 15. Everyone on Twitter is going to start talking about it. I'm going to be making videos about it. People will start FOMOing again, and then we might have momentum to push back towards 20 US dollars. But we really need to continue to hold this trend. Someone's saying I hate YFI. I don't hate YFI. The answer, the guy who created it said that it's not supposed to have any value. So that's like really weird and concerning almost. That's the only thing I've said about it. Just looking at chat. John, oh man, we got haters. We got haters in the chat, of course. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to be streaming for that much longer. I didn't do a video today, so I just figured I'd go live, talk to you guys for a little bit. If you're watching this stream right now, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I wasn't planning on being live all that long. Let's see. Yeah, I've pretty much discussed everything I wanted to talk about today. We went over a lot about Bitcoin, obviously, a little bit about Ethereum, and Chainlink. So we watched the daily candle close, and we were talking about how we are seeing a little bit of market indecision at this point. We're getting an equal amount of buy and sell pressure. So now we have our, you know, we're going sideways here, right? We had this major run up, and now we're just, you know, ping-ponging in this area, going sideways. This daily candle that just closed with a little bit of indecision, obviously, pretty equal amount of sell and buy pressure altogether. So the market is at a point where people are like, was that the top? Should I be buying now? And, you know, there's a little bit of indecision. And what we were saying is Bitcoin just needs to hold above the parabolic trend or the upward sloping channel. And if we can maintain this, if we just keep creating higher lows along this, then yeah, we're going to keep the momentum. If Bitcoin comes down to this channel, and you know, starts to break below it, and we fall below 16,500 and start to create, you know, a lower low, break below the high, you know, then, you know, or even earlier than that, I have to look at the lower time frame. But if we start to break the parabolic trend line, sorry, hold on. What was I looking at before? I guess it was just 16.5. That's one area you could be looking at. So if we pull back and we can't maintain this trend line and we break it, yeah, you know, upon that, the break of the trend, you know, I wouldn't jump the gun too quickly, but that is a bearish indication if we break the trend. And if we break 70 on the daily RSI while doing that, you know, because that's been support the whole run, then you could be looking for a breakdown towards 14K, you know. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. In terms of the bearish case, that's what I would be looking for right now. As long as we don't do this, we're bullish. I'm just showing you guys what you can look for. I'm not calling for a pullback because, again, like I keep saying, I'm going to let the chart tell me what the deal is. And as of right now, there are no confirmations. There's no clear direction other than, you know, just Bitcoin being bullish. Short term, I think we might chop similar to this range right here where we hit the top of the channel and chopped. We just hit the top of the channel. We might actually just start chopping here for the next week or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. Some people are probably wondering, should I be buying right now? Should I be selling right now? Well, it's like, what is your analysis showing you? Have you gotten confirmations for your decision? You know, if you have, great. If not, then you're not trading correctly. John says, I'm not a hater, I'm a realist. John, my channel is literally, the only reason that this channel has subscribers is because I've made calls that were correct. I'm just talking to a hater right now. It's the only reason anyone would watch my channel. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. Don't want to scrap too hard with the haters. And I've already talked about everything I want to talk about. So yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. And I will see you all in the next video. I actually have another, you guys that love the intros that I make. I've been making like really cool intros, like movie intros. I'm making a really cool one right now that I think you guys are going to like a lot. It's going to be cool. So definitely hit that bell button so you're notified when I release the crypto movies. I don't know if some of you guys might not know, but I make like really cool intros for some of the videos that I post on YouTube. And there is one on the featured video right now on my channel. You can go watch that. By the way, guys, before we end the stream, check all the links below. The platform that you see me use here is the Cryptowatch platform. It's free. It is free to sign up. And it's free to even use the trading features, guys. Right, like I was just showing my patrons this trade. I just made 75% on that move with 5x leverage, and I did it all using Cryptowatch right here. There's a little trading portal. You can literally trade right off the chart. You don't have to log into exchanges anymore. You just trade. So that's pretty cool. So sign up for Cryptowatch. Check it out. Sign up for, or actually download the Cryptowatch desktop app, which is the one that you saw at the beginning of the live stream. You can create custom layouts. That's free. Free. And the only thing that costs is Patreon, but that's how you support this channel. You support this channel by joining Patreon. If you like the content, you can get some extra stuff, like take a look at one of my second portfolios, see how I manage that, some of these swing trades I'm doing, all that stuff. And you can join my VIP chat if you join Patreon, join the Discord. There's also a free link down there for the free general chat in Discord. There's also Twitter, which is obviously free. And yeah, guys, just check out all the links, support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. I'll see you soon. Let's see here. Shout out to everyone that tipped today. Brett Wagner, Giovanni coming in twice actually with a tip, and Vainzilla. Thank you guys for tipping, supporting the stream. Appreciate it, guys.